Thank you for continuing to listen to the Loved Ones podcast by Broken Arts Entertainment. This is Right as Rain, starring Ray Fletcher, Chris Soucy, and Kim Gordon, written by Joe Swenson. Stay tuned after the show for additional podcast material.
Sweetheart, you seen my fishing pole?
Yours or Buster's?
Well, mine, of course. I know where Buster's is.
Did you check in the shed?
Of course I did.
Then it's in the closet next to the door.
No, it's not there either.
Hank, dear, it's in your hand.
Oh, silly me. This, stuff, you know?
I know. It's right here.
My vest. What would I do without you?
Lord only knows. What now?
The hat.
You haven't had it for years.
Years?
Your hat?
The hat.
I'm sorry. The hat. You set it down and claimed Buster took it away, remember?
Sort of. I'm sorry.
It's okay, Hank. It's an important day.
I'm nervous. Do I look nervous?
No, sweetheart. You look like Hank.
You deserved better, darling.
I got you.
You mean you settled for me?
I'm happy I got you. I'm gonna go make us a hot breakfast. You'll like that. Tell Buster I said hi.
Will do. What a glorious morning, Buster.
I couldn't agree more, Hank. You know, it's nice to see you every Sunday morning before church.
Sunday mornings, fishing off my dock, feels right as rain. Except we don't like rain.
Jinx.
I've been coming to this very spot for... Ouch! Damn it! Hooked myself.
You're supposed to be catching fish, not your thumb.
Son of a biscuit. Oh, this one smarts.
I've always told you to pinch the hook between your thumb and forefinger.
Reminds me of that time that we were fishing out in the boat on the other side of the pond, and Buster, you stood up to cast, and the boat got a little wobbly, and you threw her out there. You managed to hook your ear.
But that's not the best part.
However, the best part of that whole charade was when you screamed like one of them goats. I was so loud, and you were in so much pain.
I was bleeding.
All that over that little drop of blood.
You ever had a hook tug on your ear? Well, you'd scream like one of them goats, too.
I'm just not as good as I used to be at hooking that blasted worm.
You never were good.
I prefer the worm dead, but the fish won't accept that compromise.
Come on, Hank. You and I both know that we're not going to catch any fish this morning. Have some compassion for the living, and toss the worm in some dirt and let it carry on.
It makes it harder when the pond looks like glass, but it's Sunday morning. It's worth a try.
Of course.
The company could be better.
Hank, I'm right here.
I talked to Carrie yesterday. I don't know, I just thought you should know that she's getting along fine.
Oh, that's good. And the kids?
She says she's getting along fine, and her and, you know...
Well, I miss her, for what it's worth. Next time you see her, let her know.
Remember that time I boosted you up into old Gramstead's hickory tree so that you could take a peek in Carrie's window?
Oh, yeah. And it turned out Carrie's grandmother was staying the weekend?
You saw all of Carrie's grandmother. All of her.
We were just kids. How was I supposed to know? It's an image even now I can't seem to suppress.
When you fell out of that tree, though, and broke your arm, Carrie's cousin came running out to help. If you don't see your grandmother and accidentally fall out of that tree, I never would have met the woman of my dreams. It's as simple as that.
Yes, sir. For you, she was a keeper from the start.
Now, Carrie stood at that doorway shouting, Buster, drink water. You good for nothing, hole in the wall, box of rocks. You best not have been peeping like a pervert into my window with my Mima up there.
I was a buster who was busted.
It turned out all right, though, didn't it?
Yes, it did.
Then there was that God-forsaken haircut you gave yourself. Said you were trying something new.
A let mull.
What was it again?
A let mull.
Opposite of a mullet.
Right. A let mull.
A let mull. Yeah, with a rat's tail.
A rat's tail, shaved in the back of my head, long top, and sideburns for days.
Thankfully, Carrie gave you a buzz cut.
I fought her on the rat's tail, though.
You lost the rat's tail argument, but you never grew your hair out again.
What about the time you set fire to the McClintock barn because you were in love, out on Route 7 up near Thorndike?
Good times.
Well, not as I recall. In fact, I had to bail your sorry ass out of jail.
You know, if Marjorie and Carrie hadn't been cousins...
I know.
Then our kids would have been a whole hell of a lot uglier.
Ugly as sin.
You got lucky with those two pretty ladies.
I suppose.
I think I got the better of the two.
Well, Marjorie got the better between us.
The let Mo. That's right.
We can probably just let that one die. I'd be just dandy about that.
I look out of the window to my house every Sunday morning, out at the pond, out at the dock. I see you sitting there, and it motivates me to get out of the blasted house and away from that good-for-nothing woman that loves me more than a woman should love a man, especially now.
It's our routine, Hank. I wouldn't miss our Sunday morning fishing for anything.
43 years been doing this. I'm gonna miss it.
I don't follow.
Gonna miss coming down here and not catching fish.
What do you mean?
Hank, breakfast!
Be right there, darling.
Before it gets cold, dear.
Yes, ma'am. Be right up in a few minutes. Just breaking the news to Buster.
What news, Hank?
We sold the house, friend.
No. Tell me that you're yanking my chain.
I wish I were kidding. This is tough.
What about our Sunday mornings?
This means our Sunday mornings will sadly come to an end. It's for the better, anyway.
For the better? What kind of foolish nonsense is that?
We've been coming to this very spot since we were tadpoles.
Hank, you can't sell the house.
It's just that I need to be closer to a medical facility.
Oh, no. What's wrong?
I'm sorry I haven't told you sooner, but with the cancer spreading to my stomach, it just makes more sense to move into town.
Cancer? I'm sorry.
I hope you'll understand, old buddy. I'm sorry I didn't tell you sooner. Maybe I'm not as perfect as you make me out to be, you know?
Of course. Who knows? Maybe I'll be seeing you soon. Hi, Marge.
Hank, sweetie, I know this means a lot to you, but a warm breakfast also means a lot to you. The kids will be over soon.
I know, dear. I'm just wrapping up here.
Okay, sweetheart. See you in a minute. Bye, Buster. Take care. Please, come up soon.
Yep, in a minute. Love you bunches. My dad used to say that it's only okay to cry when you're really hurting. Makes it mean something.
Dads are like that.
You see, buddy, it would seem that I'm not right as rain. It's taken an act of God to prevent me from spending Sunday mornings down here with you.
You might never know how much I've appreciated these Sunday mornings.
One missed Sunday morning in the last 43 years.
16 years ago. I thought I was finally doing the right thing. If I had known then what I know now, it never would have happened that way. I'd still be here.
Buster, if you got any pull up there, I'd like to spend a little more time down here. If that's okay. Marjorie, I'm sure, would really appreciate it.
I'll see you soon, Hank. But not too soon.
You just listened to Right as Rain, a story written by Joe Swenson, featuring Broken Arts Entertainment Company members from Maine, Ray Fletcher and Kim Gordon, and from Georgia, Chris Soucy.